Hello and welcome to yet another Firearm Freedom YouTube live stream. I'm going to let a couple people get in here. Super excited for this one. It should be a rather interesting one, and it also should be one that definitely has a lot to do with everything going on in the world today. Last week's live stream, which you can still see on my YouTube channel just by going right to the Firearm Freedom YouTube channel, they will be up in the upload section. But we talked about the ammunition shortage, and I think we cannot talk about the ammunition shortage without talking about the overall atmosphere when it comes down to a gun shop in this day and age of 2020. So there's a lot having to do with gun shops, and each and every gun shop is going to be a little bit different. I was originally going to talk about kind of the 8 things that I generally don't like seeing when it comes down to gun shop employees, and that was what I was going to go off of today. We did a live stream about gun shop employees and in an Instagram live stream quite some time ago, and I'm like, man, you know, that might go well on YouTube, but then I realized that maybe some people are going to be more interested in just the overall atmosphere of a gun shop in this day and age and kind of gripe about it, maybe say some talking points that I think are very, very relevant when it comes down to things you got to think about when going into what is going on. Ian, thank you for tuning in. Things that are relevant when you're going into a gun shop. Give me 1 second here, guys. I just realized I had a little piece of my softbox lighting there sticking into the screen. I'm not sure if you guys could even see that in the screen. But thank you guys so much for tuning in this Sunday. I do want to offer a quick question, or pose a quick question, I guess I should say. In the beginning of this live stream, I am putting a poll everywhere. A lot of you guys may have already seen that poll, but I put it on the Firearm Freedom Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter account, and then also here on my community tab here on YouTube. And that poll is wondering if you guys would be interested in me starting a Firearm Freedom Discord. If you don't already know, Discord servers are basically like a chatting website or a talking website that you can have a group of people, so anybody that comes into the chat can see it, and it's basically just long and short one massive group chat, which is pretty freaking cool. At the moment, I just have a massive group chat over on the Firearm Freedom Instagram account. We are at the moment accepting new people into that private group chat. So if you are interested in that, you can go right over to the Instagram account today and let me know, and I will get you right into there. But I started thinking that there's not really a way at the moment to have everybody cross-communication or cross-platform communication. So with that being said, having a Discord would offer the ability to have cross-platform communication. So a lot of you guys, you know, you don't have Instagram here on YouTube. Maybe you just have YouTube, or maybe you use Facebook or Twitter or something like that. And although we have accounts on all of those platforms, it's not necessarily something that's easily cross-communication, right? So having that Discord would open that up. So let me know underneath in this video, or even in the live chat now, if that would be something that would interest you guys. If not, if you're not really about it at all. At the moment, it's about an 85%, 90% chance that we're going to do it. It seems like a lot of you guys are really interested in that, but I'm curious to know what you think. Let me catch up on some comments here. Ian, I think it'd be a pretty rad idea to get more people in on it, and to be honest, it's been cool to be a part of the one on IG. Thank you, man. The chat is sexy and I love it. Mike, thank you. That would be awesome. All right, awesome, great. So more than likely, I am going to be making a Discord server. It's looking like that with all of the comments and everybody's answers to the poll. You're going to have to bear with me a little bit. I'm sure the first couple of days of that Discord are going to be a little bit bumpy, just because I have never made or commented or been a part of a Discord server ever before. So I'm going to have to try to figure it out and figure out exactly how you work everything. Sounding like an old timer here, but I have never been on that platform. I've just heard it's pretty good, and it's also a pretty secure platform. I also don't know if it's necessarily going to be private or not. I'm sure the Discord is probably just going to be open, but I may end up just putting a link underneath one of my videos or all of the next videos to be published so that you guys can find that Discord server. You can even get Discord on your phone. I noticed that. So Lucky Clover, I noticed that. I actually downloaded it on my phone previous to this live stream, just simply to see like kind of what it was about. And you know, it seems relatively streamlined, so I'm probably going to end up doing that, which is pretty freaking awesome. It's actually pretty cool. You would create subcategories for like parts builds, etc., for everyone to talk about. Awesome. So yeah, I think we're going to end up doing this. This is sounding pretty good, and I know that the chat might get a little crazy because the Instagram chat definitely gets a little bit crazy. That's all right, though. I love you guys for it, but it's going to be awesome, you know? It's part of the Firearm Freedom family, and it's going to be pretty cool. As another side note about the Discord before we get started into this talking point of gun shop atmosphere here in 2020, if you are looking to support the channel, definitely check out the Firearm Freedom merchandise store after this live stream. The link will be put in the description below, and it's beneath every single video that I post recently on the channel. If you want to get some sick merchandise like this OD military green tri-blend t-shirt, definitely head over to that merchandise store and check it out. Anything that you purchase there greatly supports what I do here on Firearm Freedom. Thank you for all of the support. So let's get into the talking points here. And as always with these live streams, the really cool thing, if you have a comment, if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm right, or if you just want to talk about something, throw it down in the live chat, and I absolutely will answer it for you here live, which is what's so cool about these streams. So I think right now the gun shop scene is very reminiscent of pretty much every store that you walk into in 2020. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I get somewhat excited, right, to leave the house, whenever I'm like, oh man, you know, I'm getting out of the house, got to go run some errands, it's just nice to get out, I always leave any single establishment that I go into more frustrated than when I originally walked in. I don't know if that's the same for you guys, but it is just frustrating times, you know? I feel like pretty much everybody at every store that you go into, whether it be a grocery store or another retail environment, is just on edge a little bit. And it's understandable. I get it. But it definitely is not good times. In fact, I would probably say if I could get everything just online right now and sent to my house, I probably would, just to not deal with people, you know? It's really been a pain, overpriced everything, yet nothing all at the same time. Ian, you said it just right. What's up, E-Rock? Lucky Clover, hell yeah, I'm excited. I'm going in tomorrow to take my ACE-FAB, then off to Fort Benning. I think I'm going Ranger, excited for that too. When I get back, be able to, but I'm sorry, man, I couldn't read your last part there. It's so tough to read these comments, but congratulations. Most shops in Seattle area are limiting to 3 to 4 people at a time, meaning long lines outside. Some ask you what you are there for before allowing you to enter. Oof, man, it's not quite that bad here in Pennsylvania, John, but it still is a little bit ridiculous. So yeah, you know, I think that's very, very reminiscent of gun shops as well. With gun shops, you know, you are seeing a bunch of rushing, a bunch of panic, a bunch of frustration, and don't get me wrong, guys, I get it. It's understandable. In my opinion, what I've told a bunch of other people, it feels like, to me, it's like Groundhog Day, but reliving Black Friday, and it's Black Friday every single store that you go into every single day. You want to go into the grocery store to get some hand soap? Not to worry, you're going to have to probably get in a couple of fist fights and overpay, and unfortunately by the time you get to the hand soap aisle, it's just going to be gone. And that's like kind of the world we live in right now. And it sucks, man. It really sucks. And I hope it goes back to normal soon. Unfortunately, I don't think it will. But when you go to a gun shop nowadays, there's a lot of things to think about that I don't necessarily know if people think about or not. Isn't that the truth? It's been absolutely nuts everywhere. It is. Me and Mrs. Freedom, we'll go into stores and we're super excited because we're like, oh man, let's just get out of the house and just grab something we needed to get. And the moment we get outside a Target and we see a line of people or we see people just like rushing in the doors, we're like, yeah, we forgot what year it is. Okay, maybe not. Let's just head home. But so I think one of the first things that I see when it comes to a gun shop nowadays in 2020 is rushed sales. And that is definitely a negative when we look in the firearms industry. It is maybe not necessarily a negative when it comes down to your regular customers, right? The people that are coming in, probably you watching at the other end of the screen right now, and then also me, right? The regulars, we might not need as much help, right? We might want to see something behind the counter. If we want to buy it, we want to buy it. If we need some ammo, we'll ask where the ammo is, if there's none out there, whatever else. But we're pretty much cut and dry. We're in, we're out. But to a brand new gun owner, and there are a lot right now, that is much more problematic when every sale is quite a bit more rushed. And understandably, there is a lot more attitude when it comes to all transactions at this point. You could pretty much go into your local fast food chain or sub restaurant down the street and you're going to get some attitude. It just kind of is what it is right now, and I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. When it comes to the gun shops, that's going to be about the same thing. I can tell you guys that it is definitely not fun working at a gun shop, and it's not fun shopping at a gun shop at a lot of times throughout our lives. This is one of those times where it's a little bit more frustrating. So I understand the attitude, but I do really wish that at some point in time, you can kind of slow down the sales a little bit. I remember when all this really started kicking off and everybody was going crazy. I was still working at my previous gun shop that I was working at the time. It was absolutely insane. We had more people than I have ever seen in my life. Sandy Hook times 10 coming into the shop and leaving. So it was probably the hardest time in my life to actually slow down a gun sale for an individual that didn't understand or wasn't sure what they were getting into, but I still tried to do my best. Now, I'm not trying to say that I'm some saving grace here. I definitely had to rush some sales along when in reality maybe I really wanted to slow it down a bit. But it's very important. I'm talking to all my gun sales folks out there. Try to slow it down whenever you can, because although these are super frustrating times, you gotta remember that you still have beginners, you still have brand new gun owners at the other end of the counter, and you're gonna do a couple things by rushing a sale and throwing out a lot of attitude. One of those things is probably going to make somebody leave with something that they maybe didn't actually want, aren't really sure that they wanted, or worst case scenario, they're kind of unsafe about it because they just have absolutely no idea what they're doing. Now, granted, it is not your job as a gun sales associate to give them a complete and total handgun one training class on the gun line. But with that being said, you want to give them, kind of the best rundown of everything that's going on. But secondly, and what I think a little bit more alarming, is anybody that has not already gotten in and over to the gun world, right, over into the gun community, it's going to scare them away pretty quickly when they go into a gun shop and what they normally got at big box chain stores, which was just rough attitude and not really welcoming in any way, shape, or form, and ignorant salespeople. They're going to get that all over the place, and ultimately it just pushes more people out of the gun industry entirely, which is not what we want at all. Now, granted, a lot of those people may even be anti-gun nowadays. I don't necessarily know if that's the case or if that's not, but I can tell you that there's still probably some individuals walking into that shop that are not necessarily pro or anti-gun, and they're trying to get their first one, and it is my firm belief that a gun salesperson is kind of that like first line there as a welcoming into the gun community, and it's very, very important you give them a proper welcoming, if you guys know what I mean. My dream gun is an M4 Benelli. The Benelli M4s are pretty sweet, E-Rock. Glad I jumped ship when I did. Can't imagine what it's like at a shop now. Yeah, so it is fun. Let me tell you that much. So going down the list here, as always, with my little green notebook of goodness here. Lack in availability of everything. So this is pretty much what you're going to find in any gun shop right now, and it's very, very alarming. We've talked about this in last week's live stream about the ammunition shortages. At the moment, nothing's changed with the ammo shortages. They are getting worse quite literally day by day. Ammo seek doesn't even matter at the moment because pretty much whenever you refresh it, it is gone. No matter what, because there's people watching it all day long. But lack of availability of everything. It is not a good sight when any of your local gun stores that you walk into, whether you are looking for a part or an accessory, or you're a brand new gun owner looking for your first gun and a holster and ammunition to go along with it, there is just nothing there, you know? And I thought I saw a lot of good points brought up in the comments in the last week's live stream on Sunday about the ammunition shortages. Is it definitely doesn't make you feel good when you realize almost how easily some weird diabolical plan. I'm going to try not to get too far down the conspiracy rabbit holes here on YouTube. We try to keep it a little bit more professional here in these YouTube live streams. If you want the unprofessional raw goodness, go head over to the Instagram. It gets a little bit spicy over there. But it makes you think just how easy it would be for some weird, you know, elite government, you know, conspiracy going on to, instead of enacting some sort of gun control to restrict our rights, just simply turn off the faucet. And all of a sudden, you know, there's no ammo, there's no accessories, there's no guns, there's no nothing. You know, I don't know. It's just, it's definitely a little bit odd. It's definitely a little bit odd. Sorry, guys, I'm just reading up on the comments here. So yeah, it's a little bit odd. It makes you wonder. You know, it makes you wonder if there's a larger picture thing going on here that everything is gone. So yeah, the lack in availability in a gun shop right now in 2020 is horrendous. And be aware, guys, that this is not just your gun shop. This is not just, you know, your local chains. This is everywhere. This is 50 statewide. This is in other countries as well as far as firearms. And I don't know, quite honestly, when this is going to stop. I don't know when it's going to start reversing itself. It could be years until we see a steady flow of things again. And quite frankly, the only thing that I am going off of is Sandy Hook. And Sandy Hook was our kind of last big thing in the gun world. And that was when, you know, we had massive runs on pretty much everything. And it paled in comparison to the availability problems that we see today with guns, accessories, and ammunition. And that's what worries me, because it took us about maybe a year to 2 years to fully recover from Sandy Hook. And again, that pales in comparison to what we're experiencing today in lack of availability and everything like that. So it is not looking too great. It's weird you say that, because my view on it was maybe that group you're talking about is also the ones buying everything up, because they know we all already own that type of stuff. Yeah, you know, you never know. Is there a bunch of people buying it up? Is there some weird thing going on where they're in on it and they're shutting down these manufacturing plants due to health, you know, hazards, and those coincidentally are the manufacturing plants of ammunition, accessories, guns, whatever else? You know, I don't know. I have no idea. Coincidentally, a lot of these accessories for firearms, accessories, you know, and everything like that, a lot of components, I should say, are coming from overseas, are coming from China. Is there a reason the faucet has been turned off, coming from there and being imported into here? These are all questions that go on, you know, up in my conspiracy-riddled mind. I don't know. You guys should be the answer to that, but I just don't know. My network of gun shops in PA and Delaware and Florida all are reporting that they can't get anything. All the distribution's still 2 to 3 weeks out on orders. Absolutely. And guys, the reason for that is because, you know, no matter what gun shop you're at, a bulk of the gun shops in each and every state use about one of three, or sometimes multiple of the three massive distribution centers in the United States. So there are very few small gun shops that will not buy from these massive distribution warehouses. And that is exactly why we have such bad issues with supply. So a good thing to realize is when you go to multiple of your local favorite gun shops websites, right? A lot of their websites will look very similar, and that is because they are all using the same distribution hub. So if that distribution hub runs out of stock, that means that all of those shops are also running out of stock on the same items, and it worsens the problem. So gun shop atmosphere 2020, lack in availability, just everything is gone. Everything is gone. It's kind of funny, side story here really quickly. I have a very good friend of mine. He's been on the channel. His name's John. And John is like a brother to me. He truly is one of my best friends here. And, he's currently away at boot camp right now. And I've been in communication with him with letters, the small amount of time that he's had his phone. And he's just about to return from boot camp. But he left back in, I think, like February. But before all this started getting really bad. And John is obviously very much into the gun world here with me. He's worked with me here on Firearm Freedom before. And trying to explain to somebody what has happened from February to now in the gun world is incredible. You know, if I could only read you guys some of the letters that I have sent where I'm just like, oh man, you are not going to want to come home, man, because it is not good. It is not good. And, it's funny going over this whole list here talking about gun shop atmosphere in 2020. I'm thinking back to my buddy who left in February and just how much of a shell shock it is going to be from leaving in February to where people were kind of like, oh yeah, it might get a little bit bad, to now and coming home now and being like, oh man, I'd love to pick up a new gun to go to the range with, or I'd love to grab a box of ammo. And it is just not going to be the same, man. It's just not going to be the same. Is this a wait to buy in December type of time? Or do you think buying now is better? So I would absolutely say that, and Prototype XJT, I would absolutely say that buying now is the solution. I would not wait. These are times where product availability, and I really hesitate to say this because I also don't want to fuel the fire of panic buying because that is never good. But here's the deal. The reality of it is that's just what we're living in right now. So if you want something, I would buy it now. There's a good chance that moving closer towards the election here coming up, that we are just simply going to see an even worse availability moving forward. Are components for specific accessories going to get a little bit better? Maybe, maybe not. I don't necessarily know. It all depends on if things start opening up more and more. But the reality of it is, there's a good chance that come December or even come a little bit after that, we're going to be seeing availability problems that are reaching out far worse than what we're seeing right now. Unfortunately, I truly do fear that the availability problems that we're seeing right now is just the beginning, and they're going to get quite a bit worse. So if you need something, buy it now. Get on email lists, sign up and see when things are available, because I got news for you. That's what everybody else is doing now. So if you kind of have the mindset of, well, everybody's looking out, so I just won't be able to find something in stock, I'll wait, there's a good chance you're just never going to be able to get it. So I would definitely get it now before it's a little bit too late. Off topic, but damn, the Space Force made the right call. Yeah. Tough situation for me is I'm moving states, so the logistics of all this being delayed make things difficult. Oh, I could only imagine, man. I could only imagine. What calibers haven't been affected by the virus and are still readily available at not daylight robbery prices? Unfortunately, man, we talked about this a little bit in last week's live stream about ammunition shortages. We talked about what calibers were not affected. The alarming thing is all those calibers that I named that were not affected during the filming of that live stream became affected almost 2 days after that. I was getting people commenting saying, hey, those calibers that you said were A-OK are not okay any longer. They're also gone. And sure enough, I went on to AmmoSeek and everything is gone. So I talked about 308 being not as negatively affected. That is quickly becoming out of stock. I talked about 40 being not as negatively affected. Again, quickly becoming out of stock everywhere. So, BC, what's up, man? So happy you made it. I gotta go, but always good to see your videos. Freedom, no problem, man. Thank you so much. 40 is drying up. I can't wait to move out of New York. Gun restrictions here are crazy. PX, I absolutely know what you mean, man. I moved out of upstate New York, so I'm one of the many New York refugees here in the state of Pennsylvania. Firearm freedom forever. Keep up the good work. Casey, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. So yeah, at this point, again, and I don't want to be like a fearmonger or super alarmist with these live streams. It's getting worse by the day. These calibers, and I'm talking everything, everywhere is gone. 38 special, gone. 9mm, gone. Even 357 Magnum, getting hard to find. 380, gone. 40, gone. 45, gone. 10mm is about the only thing that's somewhat left, but that's quickly going. 223, 556, gone. 300 Blackout, unobtainium. 762 by 39, somewhat still there. The price is still rising pretty rapidly. So, all these things, this is not good. It is not good at all. I'm seeing a ton of New York plates in the Midwest. They are fleeing in droves, and it's been that way for the last 12 months. I'm sure. Since I live in California, I picked up a new pistol chambered in H20. The state officials are starting to crack down on these, though. Chambered in H20. What do you mean by that? Cast your own, buy whatever, find, and trade it later. Yeah, for sure. Oh, H2O. I'm sorry, man. H2O. That went right over my head. You got to understand these comments. The comments are like, they fly through on my phone here. And it's so difficult, it doesn't look like the chat screen that you guys see that's, super easy to see and understand. It just floats up and then it's gone, so I have to try to read it in like 2 seconds. But that was a good joke. It just went right over my head. Are you afraid to shoot at the range a lot for worrying about using up your ammo and not being able to get more? Yes, this is absolutely a big worry. I've talked about this before, and I'll mention it again. Only shoot at the range what you just currently bought. Do not shoot anything out of your own ammunition stores right now. So whatever you got in your collection, don't even shoot that. Don't get into that. Only go to the range if you score a box or two of ammo and shoot that brand new ammo that you just bought. If you follow that rule, you're never going to run out if you absolutely need it in an SHTF situation. I bought a Smith & Wesson 686, thinking of trading it for a Henry lever gun and 44 mag. Plenty of ammo available in it for it, none for 357 mag. Rich, that's a great point. 44 mag is still pretty available right now. 357 mag, 38 special, gone. So that's, again, another really crappy point. But getting back around to the gun shop atmosphere, I love your questions, guys. Thank you so much for these. Yeah, casting your own bullets right now out of other materials that you find may be the wiser choice. Do you foresee an end to this shortage? Maybe Black Friday. At the moment, I don't see an end to it, no. At the moment, what I see is the shortage digging itself deeper and deeper and deeper. I see them every single day shoveling more of a backlog of dirt that they're just going to have to uncover later on. So they are manufacturing not enough ammunition right now, and they're creating a backlog. Unfortunately, even when they ramp up their ammunition supply from what it is normally, they're going to have to get through that backlog first, and the backlog's going to be rough. So I think at the very minimum, we're looking at maybe a year, maybe after that. And unfortunately, what I foresee after that is prices per box of ammunition are going to go much higher than we've ever seen them before. And that's going to be a consistent stream moving forward. We're going to see that for a very long time. He's going to jinx it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to spit the truth. It's unfortunate. Everyone needs to be patient. Grab whatever you can, even if a box of 50. Practice dry fire to save on money and ammo. Tony, absolutely. 2-box limit at stores here, $18 for 9mm, $12 for Federal 223, lots of 7.62 by 39 Tula for around $9 a box. CCI 22LR is gone. Yeah, for sure. Lots of reloading companies around. Dodge, yeah, I'm not too sure about that. You would definitely have more information than me. I don't reload myself. I have heard that reloading components are getting almost just as bad. Wonder if law enforcement will have issues with obtaining ammunition, just a thought. Well, so what I would say to that is I think a lot of these ammunition companies, what's also going to screw us later on is they are going to ultimately go towards their military and law enforcement contracts first. When all this gets a little bit better, they're not worried about the civilian market at first. They're going to be worried about their big multi-million-dollar contracts for ammunition. So that's going to be a big deal as well that I think is going to be the second gut punch for us in the firearm world. So another thing that's huge that I see right now in the gun shop world is panic-induced buying, panic buying. And that doesn't matter. What that means is it doesn't matter what it is, at what price it is, I need it. And this is, again, it's a very frightening rhetoric that we're going to see moving forward here. And what this is that you get a brand new gun owner going into the shop, right? Or even an experienced gun owner, even somebody who owns a bunch of guns and has been in the gun world for quite some time. And what ends up happening is you see a bunch of people rushing for a specific item, right? You see a bunch of people wanting to take a look. Maybe they're getting in line. They're saying, hey, I want to check out your ARs. Hey, I want to check out what AKs you have. You're getting calls every single day, all day long. Hey, do you have any 9mm? Hey, do you have any 9mm? Hey, do you have any 223? Do you have any 5.56? This actually creates more of an atmosphere of panic because everybody is starting to understand that nobody else can get this stuff either, and that's a big problem. So what it does is it makes people continuously start panic buying more and more and more, and that's a big problem. That also makes this entire process 10 times longer than it's ever going to be, and that's something that we got to realize. The gun shop atmosphere right now is gripped in panic. It's gripped in panic. And quite frankly, even for the gun shop employees, even being a gun shop employee right now, it does not make you feel any better as an employee with panicking in this situation when you realize that the company that you work for, normally maybe in the back of your mind, you could be like, okay, I know, everybody else is panicking, but I know that we're going to have a shipment coming in of this ammo in a week. Like I know there'll at least be something coming in, or I know we're going to get some magazines. We normally get something this upcoming Wednesday or whatever else. All these folks at gun shops right now are under the same understanding that you and me are, where they're hearing the same thing of, we got nothing. We have nothing coming in. There's nothing here. And again, it sparks the panic. It sparks everybody wanting to get this stuff as fast as humanly possible. And it creates a very rough situation, which is what we're in right now. Would you even get an airsoft gun or a pellet gun for practicing in your back garden or just for fun if another lockdown is imposed? Nathan, I would not be opposed to that at all. I think you can definitely still at least pull a trigger of some type with an airsoft or a pellet gun. I grew up on pellet guns my entire life, little break barrel pellet rifles. That was a huge blast when I was a younger kid. And I would still break those out today, honestly. I think you could even honestly, probably if you reloading handy guys out there, you could probably melt down the lead pellets and actually use those for bullets for your reloading presses. I'm sure that would be potentially a possibility. But with that being said, yeah, I would not be opposed to air guns at all. Casey, in the gun store, do you see a lot of new gun owners that don't seem to want to train, or are they seemingly serious about being a new gun owner seeking training? Sorry, guys, I'm like drenched in sweat right now. I know that's super gross. Nice toasty 85 degrees. So, yes, I see a lot of people, unfortunately, and this is very unfortunate, a lot of people come into the shop and they don't know about training, and that's really on this list. Actually, it is more important than ever. And I'm going to read this comment right here. It is more important than ever to have an effective gun salesperson to make sure a beginner is leaving with the best option possible. Now, the best option does not necessarily mean just the best gun. Is this brand new person who's never really handled a gun in their life leaving with the best knowledge that they could have when it comes down to understanding, okay, I gotta locate a training class, I gotta figure out what I'm doing. You know, I have found that in this day and age in gun shops, the kind of ridiculous movie rhetoric behind guns, because people are coming out of the woodwork from every single direction and they've never even handled or touched a gun in their entire life, and all they have to go off of is Joe Schmo Buddy, who also doesn't know anything about guns, and movies, right? And they go off of these horribly bad, horribly unsafe movie ideals about firearms, and they rush into a gun shop to try to get anything. I mean, I'm seeing people leave with single action 44 mags for their very first self-defense or home defense gun. Is that still a good home defense gun for some people? Sure, maybe, absolutely. But I think I would argue that it might not be the best very first choice for a brand new gun owner. But the fact of the matter is they just don't care. They don't care at all. They don't know what it is. They just understand that it goes bang. They don't even have a box of ammunition for it. They're just buying it, bringing it home, and that's it. So, you know, these are all things that are going to fall really down to the gun salesperson that they get to try to utilize the first 10 to 15 minutes that they're going to have with this individual to make sure they leave that shop with the best advice and gun that they possibly could have left with that day. Is it a 9mm, 40, 45, 380, 44 mag, 357? I don't know. But this is where the training and good hiring of gun salespeople come in. It has to be there. If you're working in the gun industry right now and you, pardon my French, but are a complete jackass or an idiot, you got to get out of the gun industry, because it's going to come down to a safety issue, because you can't be like, these are not the times to be like that. These are the times that you need to be able to fire off each little tidbit of information on any single gun in that case and be able to get in your mind the exact gun that that person is going to want and is going to be able to safely have without any issues, and are going to be able to give them the information that they need to get training and to understand what it is they need to do. You have to do that as a gun salesperson, and you have to be good. You got to be real good to do that right now when you are rushed, when there's lines of people in front of you, because the reality of it is these people are not just buying TVs that they're going to go in and go home and plug in. This is something that they do have to have an understanding of from you, the gun salesperson, on what they're buying, what they're getting into, things that they need to know, things that they don't need to know. Because if these people are coming in and they're leaving with nothing but gun movie knowledge in their mind, they're going to get hurt. They're going to get hurt, or they're going to hurt somebody else, and ultimately that hurts our overall cause, and that's a big problem. Now, with that being said, don't get me wrong, as a gun salesperson, as I was for about 7 years, I fully understand that you could sit there and you could scream till you're blue in the face every single little bit of great information about everything in the gun world, and that person is still going to go home, they're still going to get hurt, they're still not going to know what the hell they're doing, and they're still going to put up a big wall in front of their face because they're not going to listen to you. I totally understand that. The reality of it is we got to do as much as we can. Ultimately, the rest of it is going to be up to that individual. But you got to at least try. You got to at least try. I just want to catch up on your comments here. Sorry, guys. In Florida, ammo, give Gary a call. Don't know who Gary is, but if he has ammo, let me know. Hearing that some of the shortage is created by lead mines closing, not sure if it's COVID related. Rich, you are absolutely right, and I would agree. We talked about that in last week's live stream. I would absolutely think that is a big reason. I'm lucky to have a box of 50 9mm self-defense ammo along with 2 boxes of range 9mm. That's like a surplus right now. Mike just broke out today plus 20,000 rounds. Just broke mine out today. Gotcha. I see what you're saying. I enjoy shooting my pellet guns. I have tons of ammo for them. For sure. They're a blast. They're an absolute blast. I've been training new gun owners. I do it for free. That's a great thing to do, man. It's a great thing to do. If you have the knowledge to do it, it's a great thing. A lot of new gun owners think of a gun as a magic talisman to ward off bad guys, not a tool that they have to learn how to use. Andrew, could not say it any better. You are so right there. So right. Not many behind the counter are knowledgeable, which irks me. 32 Icon, you are right as well, man. You guys are making great points. We got a lot of comments here. Sorry, guys. Tony, I was considered for possible part-time gun time at a local gun store. I may have to take it as a side gig, but I'll stay to keep my regular job, which I don't enjoy. It happens. It's very encouraging to hear your shop is being proactive towards preparing the public with proper necessities to become a safe gun owner with so many more guns in the hands of so many more. You definitely got to do what you can. Do what you can. So, Casey, I should also mention, I no longer work at a gun shop right now. I absolutely subscribed to those methods when I did work at a gun shop. I don't want to say too much about this right now, but I do have some other side gigs getting started here in the very near future aside from Firearm Freedom. Firearm Freedom is one of my full-time jobs. I'm going to be doing a bunch more things, but one of those little side gigs may actually be a job in another gun shop. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to go, but I might be reverting and having that on the side of another little full-time job as well. So, you know, it's all over the place for me at the moment. But yes, I would absolutely subscribe to that. Dodge, thank you for the new sub, man. I'm sitting on 2,000 rounds of 9 and about 3,000 rounds of 5.56. Going to try to stick to dry fire practice for the most part now. Just found a dry fire 5.56 bolt. Awesome. Side gigs. He's using his new cameras for multiple uses, if you guys get what I'm saying. Brent, not yet, man. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, no. It wasn't bad at all. Just properly separating and everything like that. But yeah, so there's a lot of things to consider when we're talking about all this stuff right now. Unfortunately, most of it is bad. Most of it is bad. What I can tell you, and this is very important, and I want all you guys to understand this because you might make the difference in somebody's first-time purchase. So it is very important right now that if you are a first-time gun owner and you're watching this, you're a first-time buyer, you're going to grab your first gun maybe this weekend or something like that, do whatever you possibly can to research this stuff beforehand. Before you go into the gun shop, get as much knowledge as you can. Watch YouTube videos, go search online, because there's a very good chance, and it's unfortunate to say this, but this is the reality of what's going on. There's a very good chance that you are going to walk into the gun shop and you might have a rush sale. You might not get the best experience humanly possible, and it's just, you just have to have this knowledge right now. You just have to have it. So guys, the reason why I want to say this to all of you as well is you may know somebody that's a brand new gun owner. You might know somebody that you know is going into the gun shop for the very first time. You might be able to help them out. What I always say is don't be biased. Try to help them. Try to get them the best thing that they need. Not what you want, but they need. And that can really make or break somebody's first experience, because it's going to be a very intimidating experience for them to go into a panicked, rushed buying gun shop on a Saturday morning or something like that, and then expect to get the full treatment from a gun sales associate. The chances of this happening are, again, just very, very low right now, unfortunately. I shot up 300 rounds this morning, and I'm glad I heard your advice about sitting on the ammo I've got and only shoot new boxes. Casey, absolutely, man. Why don't you start a Patreon? I give $1 or $2 a month to a few of my favorite channels, and yours will definitely make that list. Nathan, I have been thinking about it, man. Let me know, guys. Let me know down in the comments section if you're still watching the live stream now. Would you enjoy a Patreon? For the longest time, I only wanted to have a Firearm Freedom merchandise store, because in my eyes, I felt like if you did want to donate to the channel, I wanted to give you something in return. being a tangible piece of clothing or something like that. However, with that being said, a lot of people have been asking more recently for a Patreon account. Would you guys enjoy that? Would you not? I don't know. Let me know. And also let me know if you're one commenting right now saying, yep, do it, down in the comments. Let me know what you would want to see there. What would interest you and everything like that. Let's see here. I'm 70 and I have to get back on the corner getting the lonely ladies. Okay, people forget about empty hand self-defense as well. It's a good piece of mind to consider taking some martial arts training if you can. Tony, hugely great point right now. In this time when maybe your shooting has to go, I don't even want to say on the back burner. I don't want to say on the back burner because you can still dry fire practice. You can still get reps drawn from your holster. You can still shoulder up your rifle, get a good sight picture. Just make sure you understand how that's working and get good reps and good practice. But now would be a great time. Work on your other forms of self-defense. A lot of people forget about your hands, about you and your being your own self-defense with hand-to-hand techniques. I am by no means anywhere good or great for self-defense related stuff with hand-to-hand techniques, right? I boxed many years ago, and I basically just pull from the way age-old, years-old boxing laboratory that I have up in my mind of things that I think I remember, and I went and got myself one of the Century Bob punching bags, and I utilized that into my cardio weekly training to try to just get something in regards to a fighting sport back in my mind. But now would be a great time if you have more time throughout your week, if you're not going to the range, try to find a membership at a local martial arts gym or something like that. The best fighting training that you're going to get is sparring with another individual. Buying a heavy bag, throwing it in your basement, it's going to be good for cardio, it's going to be a good workout, but the reality of it is the bag does not hit you back. So getting a good sparring partner, being able to get hands-on with somebody is going to be the main way that you benefit from this. But Tony, you make a great point. Now is a good time to look at other facets of self-defense and try to look at your overall self-defense regimen and figure out what you're lacking in and try to work on that now if you can. Anyone know of good online martial arts training? John, I do not myself. I'm sure there's some out there. For dry fire, I have a G-Sight laser round with corresponding application. The firing pin has the button with the laser on it. Those are pretty cool. Those are definitely pretty cool. I have, personally, I've had experience with the Manus X dry fire system. I've reviewed that on the channel, and it's a really cool setup. Manus did send me that system quite some time ago. They're not sponsoring the channel or anything like that, but it seems to be a fairly good setup. Downfall is the price point. It offers you a lot of readings, but the price point is much more than $30 for the little laser bullet. It's going to be up in the like $200 range. So it is what it is. Can fat men appendix carry? I've seen a lot of really big people appendix carry. So I would say yes. I'm not, bigger in the waist section myself, so I can't really comment on personal experience. Maybe one of you other guys can. I'm not going to say it's comfortable, but I'm going to say that I know of really big guys that do, so I don't know. You be the judge. I want to see if there's anything else here that I did not touch on. I'm not seeing it. The last thing I want to talk about for just overall atmosphere, excuse me while I wipe my forehead from sweat. Manus is the company releasing the 5.56 dry fire system. Yes, yeah, I've seen that, John. I'm 250, not very wide. It all depends, man. If you got somebody with an appendix carry rig, see if you can try it on. That's probably going to be the best bet. Some bigger people have told me that their stomach hanging up over the gun doesn't bother them at all. Could be the case. I don't know. later this month or early next year, or early next month, sorry. That would be pretty awesome if they did come out with it. The last thing I want to say when in regards to the topic of this, which is gun shop atmosphere of 2020, is busyness, okay? So the days of you guys walking into the shop, if you got a day off on a Monday or Tuesday in the middle of the day, and the shop being empty, are over. So just understand that anytime you go into a shop, any day of the week, it's going to be busy. If you get lucky and one of those days it's not, great, but just understand it is what we live in right now. The range, probably going to be busy. The shop's going to be busy. Grocery stores, going to be busy. I'm one of those people. I'm not a fan of people in the in the most part. I'm a pretty solitary creature. But with that being said, I would always try to be like, I don't want to go here because I know it's going to be busy as all hell this day. I'd rather go later in the week. I got news for you people that are like that, and also me, myself. That's just not the world we live in right now. So just kind of understand that everywhere you go right now is going to be busy as all hell. It's going to be like Black Friday. Everybody's going to kind of be a little bit of a jerk to you, and it's just the way that it is. So that's probably my last point. I haven't been through a shortage before, and it sucks. There does seem to be a silver lining, though. All these new gun owners could help support the Second Amendment. One would hope. One would hope, one would hope. I don't necessarily know if that's going to be the case. You never know. But that's a good reason why a first experience at a gun shop is very, very important. I've been showing up to Rainier Arms about 45 minutes early to make sure I'm first in the door. John, that's probably the best thing to do, honestly. 45 minutes before opening, yep. So I'll tell you what, guys, we got about 9 minutes left. If you have any other questions, it doesn't have to be about the topic that we're talking about in today's live stream. If you have any other questions, throw them in the live chat there. I'll answer them for the last 9 minutes, about maybe 8 minutes that we have for this live stream. And that's the beauty of these live streams. If not, if you don't have any questions, don't worry. We'll probably just end it a little bit early. But yeah, we got, 33 people watching right now. Thank you guys so much for that. That is pretty awesome that all of you are tuning into these lives. Mike, favorite gun? Oh, man. I don't know. I really don't know. I would probably say my Uzi. My Uzi Model B would probably be my favorite in the collection. I know. Maybe that was the bad choice. I don't know. Do you have any tips on starting a gun channel? Casey, great question. Great question. So I would say tips for starting any YouTube channel, whether it be guns or not. One, understand that especially when you first start up the channel, you need to have a lot of content, a bunch of content. So I would always recommend to somebody, don't start your channel and then make your first video after you start the channel. Before you start a channel, have 4, 5, 6 videos staged and ready to go. Figure out when the best upload schedules are going to be, what times of the day those upload schedules are going to be, and try to space out your videos so you have content. This is going to allow you to not get super stressed out and have to really hustle down to get some content. And it's also going to make you not have to be like one of those other YouTubers that's like, hey, sorry guys, I haven't made a video in a while, because ultimately for a brand new channel of any type, that's never good. That's a sign of kind of early defeat. So make sure you have content and be ready to at least make one video a week. If you're not able to make one video a week, hold off on starting the channel until you have enough content to do that, or you have enough time to do that. Understand that most of your videos might be shadow banned if you're getting into the gun world, and try to make it as streamlined as possible. One of the best things that I would recommend as far as equipment is lighting. Lighting and audio. You guys will notice right now I have a super cheap LAV mic on my shirt, and that LAV mic maybe cost me 20 or 30 bucks, and I actually have it hooked right up to my iPhone X. And iPhone X, I think that's the model this is, whatever else. But I'm filming this on an iPhone. I'm filming this live. I'm in a filming studio. This is just a little piece of paper back here, but it casts a really cool light. And these softbox lights that I have all around me maybe cost $60. But lighting and audio and having a good backdrop make a huge difference in the quality of footage. So that's a big deal. If you don't have lighting, at least get in front of a window with natural light during a nice bright day, and that's going to really help you out. It doesn't matter if you just have a phone. Don't spend money on a camera yet if you don't have it. Get audio and lights first. That's going to greatly help you out. It's going to greatly help you out. If you have the time, give new gun owners help. Dodge, absolutely. Any new guns coming out you're looking to try and grab when you're able to. Ian, at the moment, it's more so building up the guns that I had to scavenge parts from in the collection and just kind of getting everything more rounded off. As far as for new guns, at the moment, not, but in the near future, yes. Favorite gunplay movie? Commando with Arnold. That's just like immediately comes to my mind as my favorite. The Model B is super sexy. I love my Model B. Love it. Do you see yourself owning a fully automatic gun in your lifetime? In my lifetime, I would love to. I don't know if I would ever in my lifetime, though, have enough money that I would want to justify spending at the bare minimum $7,000 to $10,000 on a machine gun. I just don't see it. Why? Because if I had $7,000 or $10,000 that I was going to drop on a gun, I'd rather buy like 10, 11 ARs or 10 or 11 AKs or just 10 or 11 random guns that were all worth close to $1,000. I don't know if I could ever see myself just dropping one amount of money like that on a post 1986 machine gun. It just doesn't fit what I'm looking for right now. I don't know if I'll ever in my life have money like that I would just want to just drop all at one time. So I don't know. I would love to. I've shot a bunch of machine guns, but it's such an unconstitutional amount of BS that you have to go through and money you have to pay just to own a gun that shoots a little bit faster. You've been super consistent for so long and with great content. I think you will blow up here soon. Hey, thank you, Brent. Thank you, man. That's really nice of you. Rode mics are fantastic, but pricey. Buy once, cry once. That's a good point, Tony. Doing a great job. Thank you, Dodge. Want to borrow some guns to do videos on. Andrew, I might hit you up on that. I am so horrendously bad with texting you back, and I sincerely apologize for that. What do you think of the CRS channel? Steven, I'm not going to comment on that there. Wish all Florida gun owners would get together and demand constitutional carry. I hate the thought of applying for a permission slip. Yep, I completely agree with you, Rich. We still need a full gun collection video. Brent, so I'll never do a full gun collection. I don't know. I just never am down with posting every single gun that I have on camera. You guys can probably get an idea, a bulk of my collection. Andrew, you're killing me, man. So I'll you guys can see a bulk of my collection here on my YouTube channel because obviously I show the guns. But as far as doing like an every gun collection, John, thank you so much, man. John, thank you for that donation. That's awesome, man. I seriously appreciate that. So yeah, doing a full gun collection, I don't know. I would never do it, I don't think. Okay, totally understandable. I've been working on parts and mags, etc., so I feel ya. Yep, that's exactly what I'm concerned with. AR or AK. I love both, but some people fall into one camp or the other for some reason. Civilian soldier, I would say for me and what I enjoy shooting, I would go probably an AR over an AK. I have actually just as much, if not more, AKs in my collection than I do ARs. With that being said, what I am used to shooting, what I'm used to training with, and what I'm used to Okay, I don't know. Am I back? Let me know if I'm back with a comment. I'll try to wrap up some questions. I don't even know if I'm live right now, so we'll see. Am I live? I don't know. Guys, let me know if I'm still live. I'm live. Okay, great. Thank you. All right, I'm going to wrap up with a couple of questions here. John, super useful live chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, John. Thank you. Okay, we should be good. Guys, I think I got through everyone's questions there. If I did not, let me know, and you guys know I will always get back to you in the comments down there. Thank you all so much for checking out my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching this live stream. I'm going to wrap it up now. Do me a favor. Head down into the comment section underneath this live stream, especially if you made it this far, and let me know what you guys want to see next week on Sunday at 6 p.m. I love hearing what you guys want me to talk about because that allows me to make sure that I'm meeting your expectations on what you want to hear. So that would be great if you could let me know what you want to see next. If not, I get it, no problem. As always, head down to that description to check out the links to the Firearm Freedom Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram account. We do daily posts. Civilian Soldier, thank you so much for that donation, man. I seriously appreciate that. New Sunday routine, John, you got that right. Guys, if you want to see anything else, let me know down in the comment section. Also, we are possibly going to be doing a Discord here very shortly. One massive group chat from this point forward for the Firearm Freedom channel on Discord servers. So let me know what you guys think about that. Would you like to see that? Would you not? Let me know down in the comment section. I'm going to end it here now. Guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay tuned for more great videos to come soon.